okay, so Joseph Smith and Martin Harris, God has been telling them a lot about repentance, and they learn all of these things about repentance, which we talked about in the last two episodes. But now today, God gives them a commandment. And he says in verse 21, and I command you that ye preach not but repentance. So he's saying only preach repentance. I told you all the stuff about repentance. I told you what I suffered. Go preach that and only that. But why would they only be commanded to preach repentance? Like, why wouldn't they be commanded to preach more? And it goes on to say, show not these things unto the world until it is wisdom in me. For they cannot bear meat now, but milk they must receive. Wherefore they must not know these things, lest they perish. So he starts off by saying, only preach repentance. Why? Because they weren't ready for more. Repentance is all they could handle right now. I mean, if you think about it, this is the church hasn't even been officially established at this point. At least I don't think so. Don't quote me on that. I don't think so. I think it happened like right after this. And so, think about all the things that people are feeling about Joseph Smith. They all think he's a liar and that he's not telling the truth and he's making all of this up. And so they can't have people feeling that way and then go and preach all of this doctrine to them. Like, they won't accept that. But they could accept repentance. Because I feel like repentance is already something that's a part of other religions. It's such an easy concept to grasp. And so God says, go teach this and only this, because they are not ready for more. And then when they are, I'll tell you, it will be wisdom in me. And so I want to relate this to our lives because, I feel like we're in our time. We can preach more than repentance. God has given us that ability. People are ready for that more. But for us in our lives, I was thinking about this and I was like, what are some things that I'm not ready to understand? Because I think I know so much, but really it's actually so little in comparison to what God knows. So right now, I'm just surviving on milk, and that's okay because that's what God has given me. But as I continue to be faithful, and as I continue to trust Him and to learn more and to seek to learn more, which is the other thing, is like He's not just gonna give us, like, it's not like we have to wait a certain amount of time to hit milestones. Like, it has to be an effort. And as we put in that effort to learn and to grow, He will give us more and more, and He'll start to give us that meat. And so today I want you to think about, like, what's some of these basic principles, some of this milk that we have, and what's some meat that you want to receive? What's something that's a little bit heavier that you want to understand in the gospel, something you probably have had a question of, and go and seek that. Because when you're ready, when it is wisdom in God that you are ready, He will give it to you, but only when you're ready. And you won't become ready unless you start seeking and asking questions, because you're not going to be ready if you just wash the dishes. Like, it's not like God's really going to be like, oh, she's washing her dishes today, or he's washing the dishes today, he's ready. Like, no, it's going to take effort, which is kind of hard because, we want things to be easy. We want the gospel to be easy, and in a lot of ways it is easy. But to learn more and to grow, it's going to require effort. And so today, I'm not telling you to go and put in all of this effort, but just start. Start by asking yourself, what do I want to know? What is that meat that I'm looking for? And then take that to God and say, I actually kind of don't understand this. I understand the basic principles, but show me more. And I know for me, one thing is the priesthood. I had people asking me about the priesthood, and I'm like, I honestly don't know that much. I don't know why we have all these different degrees of priesthood. I don't understand a lot of this. But I've slowly started seeking more. And it wasn't like I went to God one day and I was like, tell me everything about priesthood, and then He gave me like this huge revelation. Like, it started out with me realizing I really don't know as much as I should. And then slowly I started asking questions and I started to receive a testimony. And I still have more to learn. But slowly, like, it's that phrase that we always hear, line upon line, precept upon precept. He will give us more meat. So go, figure out what meat you're looking for, and seek it. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.